as we look back 250 years, we look back at what built America. America was really founded on individualism, on those wanting to make sure that they maintain their rights, that ultimately that there would be nobody over them that could rule them with tyranny. So as we come together to celebrate 250 years, we also celebrate what America was built on. Individuals coming together for a common purpose, to believe that all men have rights. You see, as we celebrate this milestone, we at Meritus share in our nation's values and principles. Like America is made up of many individual states, Meritus is also made up of many different companies coming together with one common goal and belief. That belief is that we can be stronger together while keeping in place all that brought us to this point. Grover Cleveland, our president, said, "A truly American sentiment recognizes the dignity of labor and the fact that honor lies in honest toil." And I also love what Theodore Roosevelt said. He said, "We must dare to be great, and we must realize that greatness is a fruit of toil and sacrifice and high courage." That's why we've adopted Get Her Done. Get Her Done, which is the relentless drive to deliver, to anticipate delivery, anticipate adversity, refuse to lose, and one of the things is to own the process. And we want to do it with no excuses. Basically, get her done means we're going to execute. I love what President Abraham Lincoln said. He said, nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. That's so true. You see, President Abraham Lincoln was principled. You see, he was committed to high moral and ethical standards. Never compromised values, and he never compromised safety. That's what we have adopted here. And that's one of the things we came up with, that we believe all of us companies that make up Meritus are to remain principled. So principled is one of our core values, a commitment to high moral and ethical standards. One of the things we don't want to do, we don't want to compromise our values. We don't want to compromise safety. We want to honor commitments. That's a big one. We want to act with courage and conviction. We want to demonstrate truthfulness and honesty. That keeps us out of a lot of bad things. And that has also been something that Abraham Lincoln taught us. President Woodrow Wilson said, "The ear of the leader must ring with the voices of the people." And that's why we've chosen to say that we are one. Partners collaborating for success. That is one of our core values. We want to openly share ideas. We want to encourage communication, and we want to value diversity of thought. One person's idea might be better than another's, but together we can get there. We also want to include others affected by our decisions and make selfless decisions for the greater good of the team. And we want to actively seek to help others. That should be our values that we live by day in and day out. I love what President John F. Kennedy said. He said, "Change is the law of life, and those who look to the past or present are certain to miss the future." And so what we've come up with is next level, or next level up. A relentless pursuit of continuous improvement. We want to get better day in and day out. And how are we going to do this? It's only going to be powered by our passion to see things improve. Model accountability at every level. Exceed expectations through teamwork, as well as embrace technology and innovation. And ultimately, we want to set and be an example in the industry. And that's ultimately what we strive for. Martin Van Buren also said this. He says, "It's easier to do a job right than to explain why you didn't." That's so true. And that's why we have one of our core values, which is to do it right. Obligation to complete a task at the highest appropriate standard. Take no shortcuts. See something, say something. See something wrong, say something. We're in this together. And model company values and behaviors. Harry S. Truman, President Truman said this. He says, "I feel sorry for people who don't have a deep sense of compassion for their fellow man." And I love what Ronald Reagan said as well. He says, "If we love our country, we should also love our countrymen." That's why I come to our last core value. And our last core value is purposeful compassion. We need to demonstrate grace to each other. We need to demonstrate empathy as well as candor and respect in every interaction. That can be hard to do, but we believe that's who we are. We want to assume the positive intent of others around us. And treat others with kindness and respect. It's core to who we are. As well as listen empathetically. We need to learn how to listen to each other. And as well, we need to hold others accountable with dignity. And so as we come and celebrate 250 years of our nation's founding, we also come and celebrate our next chapter at Meritus. And as we lay these core values out, we ask that you get with each other, talk about them, and look how we can walk them out together as examples.